It's time for you to start writing your first screenplay. But how do you start? And how do you know when you're finished? And once you think it's finished, what comes next? In this video, I hope to answer these questions and many more as I walk you through the process of taking a small idea and turning it into your first screenplay. This is Camp Films. Every screenplay begins with an idea. It doesn't matter how simple, incomplete, or absurd it may seem. If you have a potential idea, you need to write it down. Some of the greatest stories come from the smallest sparks of ideas. For example, Jurassic Park began with the idea, what if humans could bring dinosaurs back to life? And Inception started with a single concept, dreams within dreams. Once you have your idea, ask yourself, who is the protagonist? What do they want? What stands in their way? These questions will help you shape the foundation of your story.
If you're having a tough time finding inspiration, go for a hike in the woods. Read a book, listen to some of your favorite albums, or watch some of your favorite films. Listen to some of your favorite directors talk about making their films. There are tons of things that we can do to help spark our creativity.
What works best for me is having a simple idea as a starting point. I'll play that idea over and over again in my head until I just naturally let the story flow out of me. I'll even imagine the opening credits of a film and try to picture what it would look like on the big screen. To organize your thoughts, I recommend using note cards or tools like Freeform or Milanote. For a feature film, I try to aim for around 70 note cards, each representing one scene. Keep it simple. Just write the name of the scene without too much detail. Once you have around 70 scenes, you should have enough for a full story and almost be ready to start writing. Once your story starts to solidify in your imagination, you can move these cards around in a different order as your story starts to take shape. When it comes to structuring your screenplay, there are several approaches to consider. Dan Harmon's story circle is a popular method that breaks your story into 8 stages. It focuses on your protagonist's journey and their transformation over the course of the story. But personally, I prefer the 3-act structure. It's simple, clear, and has been used in countless iconic films. Let me break it down for you. Act 1 sets the stage. It introduces your world, your characters, and the main conflict.
What are you doing,
Think of The Lion King. We meet Simba, learn about his family in the Pride Lands, and see Scar's plot begin to unfold.
Not fair, is it?
Act 2 is the longest part of your story, where your protagonist faces obstacles, grows, and learns. In The Dark Knight, Bruce Wayne grapples with the Joker's chaos, pushing him to question his moral boundaries. Act 3 is the resolution. The stakes reach their highest point, and the conflict is resolved. In Star Wars: A New Hope, the Death Star is destroyed and Luke achieves his first victory as a hero. Now it's time to start writing. There are plenty of screenwriting tools out there that can help you with formatting your story for the big screen. I've personally been using Arc Studio and I absolutely love it. You can try it out for free, and if you decide that you like it, there's a link in the description below so you can get $30 off your first subscription. If you're looking for great screenwriting software, I definitely recommend that you check it out. We'll tackle the writing process like we're building a house, and first we need to start with a foundation. Remember the 3 key questions I told you to think about at the beginning of this video. Who is our protagonist? What goal are they wanting to accomplish? And what is standing in their way from accomplishing that goal? By answering these 3 questions, you should now be able to write your logline or your elevator pitch. This is arguably one of the most important steps of the screenwriting process. Here's a famous logline for you. When a teenage girl is possessed by a mysterious entity, her mother seeks the help of 2 priests to save her daughter. Can you name the film? Now it's time to build the frame for our house, and we do that by creating our outline or a story treatment. Remember the note cards from earlier? We're basically just going to take those note cards and use them to help plan out our story structure. A story treatment is basically just going to be a slightly more detailed version of the note cards that help us summarize all the most important beats in our story. Now it's time to finish our house with the finer details and get it ready to sell. And we can do that by starting to write the first draft of our screenplay. When writing your first draft, don't aim for perfection, aim for completion. Your first draft is where you discover your story. Let the ideas flow and don't stop to edit. A screenplay is a visual medium. Show, don't tell. Instead of writing, she's scared, describe her actions. Her hands tremble as she fumbles for the light switch. Every line should help the audience see the story unfold. Remember, when you're writing a script for a feature film, it's not like writing a novel. Try to write in a way that helps the reader imagine what's actually happening on the screen. And while you're writing, be sure to ask yourself, does this sound like it can be visually adapted? With your first draft complete, you need to take a break. Then come back with fresh eyes and start revising. Look for areas to tighten your dialogue, clarify your character's motivations, and ensure every scene serves a purpose. You can get feedback from trusted friends or join a writing group. If you're unsure, watch movies similar to your story and analyze how they're structured. Writing is rewriting, and this is where your story is truly going to shine. Remember that a typical feature-length screenplay ranges from around 90 to 120 pages, so plan accordingly. Each page represents approximately 1 minute of screen time. Short films usually have screenplays that are much shorter, often under 30 pages. Once your screenplay is finished, it's up to you to decide what's next. You can submit it to screenwriting contests, pitch it to producers, or sit in the director's chair and write and direct your own no-budget film for the big screen. But most importantly, keep writing. Your first screenplay is just the beginning of your journey as a storyteller. Every script you write will make you better, and every idea has the potential to become something incredible. So don't forget to write down every little idea the universe decides to give you. Every writer has to start somewhere, so take that first step. Write down your ideas and tell the story that only you can tell. I'm interested in hearing your screenwriting stories. Have you ever written your own screenplay? If so, share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear all about it. I hope you guys found this video inspirational and informative, and if so, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you're not already. If you enjoy the content I'm making here and want to see more, you can help support the channel by becoming a channel member. Just click the join button in the channel header to find out more. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, this is Camp Films, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.